Hey everybody, it's Sabrina Henne live. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. And yes, happy Monday to everybody. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. If you're dreading Monday, you may not be doing what you're supposed to be doing um, in your life destiny. Every day should be an amazing gift and an amazing day. So anyway, wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about resistance. And usually my messages are like from the heart. And normally I do have a message from, I feel it's a divine power that actually speaks through me. And so, anyway, sometimes, we have our blessings in front of us and we're creating like overthinking unnecessarily. Why can't I have this sort of thing when it's right there in front of you? It's all ready to go. But then some people like talk themselves out of their blessings. They're like, they don't feel they're worthy. Maybe there's too much change involved to actually take what is yours or what you wanted. And maybe sometimes we find out what we wanted, we realize certain things in the mix, we realize maybe we didn't want that 100%. So it's like, what are you wanting? Make sure you're wanting it 100%. But as kind of like my chapter in Beyond Success with Sabrina Henne, the name of my chapter is called The Stream. And the reason why I named it The Stream is because that day I realized there was so much resistance in my stream that it was blocked. And it was a natural process that it was blocked. Nature kind of got in the mix and was like, let's make all these leaves fall in the stream and block her flow. And that was a natural process, even though, it was in its natural form why the stream was blocked. But I used that natural process to describe what made things in my life be blocked at that time. And one was, I didn't interact at that time with the best people that had my best interest at heart. And sometimes we don't see that until later. Maybe our eyes weren't wide open to people and to situations, that sort of thing. And it can sneak up on you when, and I say it's kind of the evil one as well. We tend not to talk about these things, but a lot of successful people do talk about it. And one is in Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil. And that's actually a really good book, by the way. And he did not publish it. It's a family member actually published that for him because he was afraid that it would give the wrong message. Well, I mean, a lot of things can give the wrong message. I mean, let's be real, but we have to speak truth here, because we have to realize why we are failing with certain things in life. And so, when I was at the stream, my stream was clogged up with leaves, and I was afraid that my bridge was going to collapse, the bridge I had to my house. And that's kind of what I described. And in a panic, I went to the stream And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all these leaves out from underneath this bridge so the bridge will not collapse? And we need a free flowing, we need to experience flow of the stream. We've got to remove those leaves in our life that's making our stream clogged. We need to experience a free flow, and that's what the universe, God, or whatever you believe. I mean, I know my beliefs, but your beliefs, and this is a message that you need to experience the flow where there's not a lot of resistance, okay? And so I had to get in this stream. It was cold that day, and I had to do what was really hard and outside the box. And it was something I really didn't want to do, but I had to do because it was extremely cold. And I still remember what I was wearing that day, and the symbolism just with that. So I had to get in this freezing cold water and to remove all the leaves in this clogged pipe that went underneath my bridge to my house. And I had to get dirty, and some of the leaves in there were so decomposed, and there was all kinds of debris in there that that was in there for quite some time, that was deteriorating, and it was really disgusting. And so plumbers, I don't know if I have plumbers on here, but they can handle stuff like that. But I was already stressed out, and then to already go to the stream and unclog and take all these nasty leaves out of this pipe was rather exhausting. But anyway, it was at that pivotal moment I realized that I had to change, because I had a lot of things in my life that I chose, and I was blocking the flow. See, the thing is, we want to blame other people for some of our difficulties. For example, some of the college students I worked with, I helped them get money. I helped them do all kinds of stuff for college, but the fact they lacked maybe $5,000 more for that year, they decided not to go. And that seemed a little outlandish for me. So we can't blame others for, our decisions, our lack. We have got to take responsibility of our own lives and to get it back on track. And so at that point, before I did all that real estate investing in 2008, 2009, or actually 2007 probably, but I was feeling just different things. And it wasn't about the real estate market, even though there was so much information during that time. I remember 2008 and 2009. But I didn't fail because of the real estate market. I failed because of my personal decisions I made in my life. And it had nothing to do with the market. And a lot of people will blame that, and I don't. I blamed my choice in the people that I hung around at that time. So anyway, when I was, I realized at the stream, that's why I call it the stream, that my life had to change. And that what I thought I was really, really trying to move into this element of success and all this, and I wanted to create a better life for my daughter at that time. And I didn't know I was going to have the barriers that I did. I thought it was going to be easy. And I thought I was good enough. And I thought that I could do it. And I did, and I was successful. But then there was something that I missed and something I needed to learn. Now, when we get out there and we do something we've never done before, you're going to fail. I mean, you're just going to fail because you don't know what you're doing. And it takes a learning process. And see, that's what I didn't realize. I was like, well, it worked for such and such, but it didn't work for me. Well, if you talk to such and such, they probably went through their own struggles and failures and all these things that sometimes we just see the finished product, but we have not seen how their wife yells at them. We have not seen their haters come out and make fun of them. And I mean, and I thank Matt Morris for this because, everything I went through, he said, oh yeah, that's normal. You're on the right track. See, if I didn't have him telling me that, I probably would not be where I am today because I would have gave up. But some of these things, our failures, are our natural processes. And when I look back on my life when I was at the stream, I realized I was on the right track. I didn't cover all my bases. Like in baseball, you got to have someone covering that base in case if someone else gets on it, you can, tag them, make sure you got all bases covered. And see, I discovered there were bases I did not have covered. And so that's what can happen. Maybe you didn't have all bases covered. Or maybe when you go forward, but maybe you didn't even realize you needed a base cover for that particular base. And, for example, I didn't realize I was going to be in that mega custody battle thing. And that threw me off guard. But anyway, so what I want to talk to you guys about today, the message for today is eliminate resistance. Eliminate resistance. I see this a lot with, people dating and all that sort of thing. Maybe they have too many set rules. Maybe you need to open your mind up to different possibilities in business, in your personal life, in your travel excursions, in your side hustle, whatever that is, whatever you want it to be. We have to open our minds and create less resistance because we want our stream to flow. You don't want a stream that's clogged up where you're always overthinking. Should I go out with this person or should I? Well, where are your desires? And we've got to go back to your desires. What are you desiring? And that has a lot to do with it. In Think and Grow Rich, desires. There's a chapter on desire, and that is one chapter Bob Proctor always went over, was the chapter on desire. What are you desiring? What do you want to do? Don't desire something and say, oh no, I can't do that now because, it's hard. Now, I'll use this as an example. Please don't use it against me in the future. But, I always tell certain people when they're getting ready for school, you got to have your hair brushed and your teeth brushed to ride with me. And so it's that simple. But sometimes there's a fight about it or debate, and something that you could just get done in 1 minute versus debating 20 minutes why you should do it. I mean, sometimes we have to give up our ego to get stuff done. Is it better to walk to school or to ride the bus or to get a ride, So sometimes we're resisting things because of our ego. Like, sometimes we just have to be humble about certain things and just do it to make the stream flow better. So anyway, the message for today is let your stream flow. Don't have any resistance today. And if you do have resistance from other, just like the way water flows in a stream and it gets clogged, the only thing you can do to unclog your stream is to remove what's clogging the stream. Are those certain people that you need to remove out of your stream? Is it a certain business idea? Because let's face it, some business ideas are not going to work. I mean, you can try and try. And I'm not one to say give up. But, it's kind of like when I worked in telecom industry in 1998 in that room. Local exchange carriers were actually adding in local loops, and they forgot to add in the local loops. Sorry about that. My phone's going off. But anyway, some of the businesses weren't adding in the proper business cost, so they realized that they weren't not making money. So so they had to restructure the industry. And we all know what restructuring is. It means we're now going to lay off all these people that we hired. And so we have to keep our stream flowing. We have to eliminate all resistance. Sometimes it's hard because, sometimes people go back into other parts of their life. Oh no, they're going to do this to me. I had this happen. I know of a friend, or a friend will come to you and talk to you why you shouldn't do it. Whatever you're planning on doing, make sure you talk to that person or someone successful in something that you want to do. Because if you talk to just somebody and they're like, oh no, you should not do that. You should not do that business. You should not go to that school. And you're going to have all this resistance. You're going to change your mind and you're going to be so confused. So let's think, number one, let's think about our desire and what we're wanting. Okay. Number two, eliminate all resistance from doing it. Eliminate all resistance. And usually it comes from yourself. It doesn't come from other people. Because you know what? You can't blame people anymore. Because if you're getting resistance from other people, then why do you have these people in your life? Okay? Or we must not talk about our ideas with certain people to have resistance. So we have got to find out what is making our stream resistant, and then let's eliminate all barriers to resistance. And then 3, it becomes a natural process, just like a stream. It becomes very flowing, very natural. And I really, to write this book that I wrote, there wasn't really a lot of resistance. There was actually no resistance. And so that's when you know it's for you, when you have no resistance. That's my message for today. Eliminate all resistance in your stream. Bye, you guys. Happy Monday. Woo!